first to admit it. I'm not used to laying low about my feelings.
I can't believe it's coming to an end, y'all. We are one episode away from the series finale of Pose. Let's get into episode 7 from season 3, the final season, titled Something Old, Something New. I knew that it was only 7 episodes in this season, but I think I was in denial because it really did not hit me until this episode. And I was watching it and like, oh wait, we got an hour and a half of this episode. What's so special? What's going on? Aside from we know we get Angel's wedding in this episode, it is the last episode before the series finale. So it is super, super important as they close out this chapter of this phenomenal, amazing, super well done show. Oh my gosh. And then there's so much to talk about. The episode starts off with Pray Tell going to the doctors, or he's back at the doctors, and he's not dead yet. When the last time we saw him at the doctors, he was given 6 months to live, and this is past the 6 months by way of like what Pray Tell is saying with the doctor and the nurse. He's like, I have outlived y'all's prognosis before, but this time he has some discoloration in his eye, and that is also denoting that he's losing sight in his eye. So he's really struggling and going blind in one eye and may eventually go blind in both eyes. And the doctor just confirms that this is a symptom of his health declining due to his AIDS diagnosis, and Pray Tell takes it. It's not something that he's able to take very well, but he's doing much better than he was when he first received the prognosis or the diagnosis and the expectancy. And he chooses to try to spend the rest of his days being as impactful and making it as meaningful as possible. Pray is really dropping down into focusing on legacy and what people remember him and all of that. And I think that that's so important, and it was very, very sweet to see. We get a lot of tender moments in this episode between Pray Tell and Blanca, who they have been riding for each other since the very beginning. And I could not imagine the balls without Pray. So when Blanca says like everyone will always remember you, you all ballroom, I feel like she got it exactly right. Like Pray Tell is a force to be reckoned with, and no one will ever forget him or his legacy. With that said, y'all, I'm praying that the series finale does not have us see a death, specifically Pray Tell, because I don't think I can handle it. I literally love these characters, and Candy's death, whew, it caught me by surprise and then gutted me like a fish, child. And I don't know if I'm prepared. And I've been trying to prepare myself ever since Blanca got sick, and it was looking real sketch for her last season. And we also pick up right where the last episode left off. Angel runs out on Papi when he discovers that he has a 5-year-old son after his ex Marisol has passed away, never told him about his son, and left him with her sister. Now the sister has come. She came back in episode 6 and told Papi, and Papi, of course, as the stand-up guy he is, said, I want my son. So he goes and he gets his son, and he tells Angel, and Angel is like, I am not having it. She threw her little temper tantrum, child. And when we find her in this episode, she is at Blanca's because she has run away and she is over it, faking like she gonna call this dang on wedding off and being ridiculous and a drama queen. And I'm just like, girl, can you throw this fit and be done with it, because you and Papi are made for each other. Don't do this. But I get it. She's nervous. She's still a child herself, and she doesn't think that she can be a mother. But Angel, you have all the love in the world to give, honey. You can definitely be a mother. You are gorgeous. You're super talented. You're kind. You are loving and mad loyal. So sis, Lil Papi, he's good money with you. And ultimately, she discovers that in this episode, we get to see her actually go and speak to her father and tell him about the wedding, and we get a little bit of Angel's backstory. I love that in this season, we got to see a peek into the lives or into the backstories of all of our favorite characters that we didn't really know before. So the Elektra episode really blew me away, made 100% sense. Pray Tell's episode just was absolutely amazing as well. And while we didn't get a full episode dedicated to Angel's past, the peak that we get in this diner and the conversation that they have, and once we realize that Angel has been supporting her father or providing for her father financially even with leaving him, you just get a really, really clear picture of where Angel came from and how Angel came to become who she is now. It's unfortunate that her father doesn't want to partake in the wedding and really can't see her, but because this happens, this is something that actually catalyzes her to go back to Papi, because she realizes that Papi is one of the only men in her life that has loved her for her and has stood by her, has always been there for her. And the lack of love and understanding from her father really helped put that in perspective. And that's what drives her to go back to Papi and to apologize and to get on board with this motherhood thing and put the wedding back on track, honey. Thank God. I will make a note, yo, when Angel was left with Lil Papi for the first time and she's like standing there eating, losing it, don't know what to do to get control of this boy, it was absolutely hilarious. I know that she's gonna learn motherhood and be absolutely amazing at it, but y'all, not you out here letting this boy run amok. Thank God Blanca showed up and rescued the day. And this gave me a little peek. It gave me a little nod, honestly, when I was watching it. Like, dang, is Blanca gonna be a mother? Like, what's going on with Blanca and Christopher? Because she seemed to just be able to flow right with Lil Papi. As soon as she walked through the door, she was able to command respect from him and get him to do what she wanted him to do, but also allow for him to express his autonomy. I'm like, oh, this motherhood thing suits Blanca. In this episode, we finally get an update about Lulu and Child. Thank God. That's all I can say. Thank God. Because I feel like Lulu has been the one character that's been blowing in the wind and we have learned the least about, but she was going through some of the most traumatic things and we just didn't know about it. But in this episode, we get to see a little peek, so we get to see her relationship with Jerome, because he gets back on crack and she ain't having it. She is 1 month sober, and Elektra has gotten her a new apartment and she's feeling like she's in a better place. She feels solid. She feels the love of the family and all of that jazz, and she is not gonna let anything destroy that. I kind of wish we would have gotten to see a little bit more of Lulu's backstory. However, it might be a lot like or a combination of the backstories of our other main characters, so maybe that's why they didn't give it to us. But I definitely liked having a moment in this episode where we get to see Lulu, aside from being, what she contributes to the group, but just being able to see where she is and how she feels. One of the big major moments of this episode that was kind of daunting for Angel specifically was going to go get the marriage license. It's a week out before the wedding, and they all have a conversation about this, which I love. I love the authenticity and just the rewriting of the narrative, or actually providing a narrative so that we can visually see what this looks like for the LGBTQI plus community, specifically these trans women. I love that they actually had a conversation around what it looks like for them to, in that moment, to go and get a marriage license, right? And I haven't looked this up just yet, so I'm not sure if like same-sex marriage is legal or was legal in New York at the time, but that was something that was super stressful and traumatic for her. They were even considering getting her a fake ID, and Blanca talks her out of doing that. It's like, no, just go there with your ID, fill out the paperwork, and stand in your truth. And I'm loving that they did that. It actually worked out just fine, and there was no hiccups or anything like that. But even just to see that moment of stress where cis straight couples can do this with no worries, no strife, no second thought about it, but to look at this trans woman with her man having to really think about this institution and how they fit, and if they fit, and if we're gonna allow them to, or if they can get this piece of paper. I was watching it, I was just so annoyed and literally holding my breath like, please lady, do not be ridiculous and not give this marriage license to these people. So thank God she did, because I was gonna be so damn annoyed. But again, it's super authentic because it speaks to what many have had to go through up until now, and then some might still be struggling with it in very small towns and remote parts of our country that decides to still be ridiculous and carry on with all their foolishness. But this video ain't about that. Ultimately, this was the episode to showcase the wedding, and it was definitely a beautiful one. We heard Angel speak the most eloquent, articulate, loving, and emotional way that she has ever spoken, and I thought her vows were absolutely beautiful. Her vows sounded a lot like what Papi would say, and it's so funny that Papi was so nervous that he really couldn't come up with any vows, and he decided to sing a song, but that was actually perfect as well because it completely set the vibe. This was one of the most beautiful weddings I have ever seen, and yes, y'all, I know it's a television wedding, but y'all gonna let me have this because I had nothing but joy in my heart and a smile on my face while I watched it. Everyone looked absolutely amazing. I'm just like, yes. Everyone in ballroom, Angel and Papi, Blanca and Elektra, Prey, Ricky, Damon, Lulu, Candy, They all deserve that moment. And I'm so glad Elektra pushed as hard as she did and went above and beyond to create that moment for Angel and Papi, because that was truly just a beautiful, amazing moment. We do get some pop ups of characters deceased in this episode. We get a pop up from Candy, who visits Angel. I love when we get to see Candy. Every single time we get to see Candy, y'all. And we also get to see Cubby, who visits Papi, both before the ceremony when they're having their moments with their bridal party. Whew. This show has come a long way in a very short amount of time. To think that it's only had 3 seasons and it feels like it's definitely been on for like 5 or 6. The characters are so well developed, so deeply loved, so absolutely amazing. I'm really going to miss Pose. At the end of the episode, we get to see Papi, Angel, and Lil Papi on vacation or on their honeymoon in California. And honestly, y'all, this is the second time that I got the vibe of like spinoff. This to me seemed like it would be another show. I would totally watch Papi and Angel carry out their life and go on about their regular life and what happened after the fact as a spinoff. I also, and I say this is the second time, because when I saw Blanca with Lil Papi, and then also when I saw Blanca with Christopher at the wedding, I was like, yo, why isn't Blanca getting a spinoff? Like, I still want to know what happens with Blanca. Like, I need to know that. So what are we doing, Ryan Murphy? What are we doing, FX? What are we doing, Post folks? Janet, let's get everybody on the horn, because y'all got spinoffs. Like, y'all literally have spinoffs that you could do where you can explore not just ballroom culture, because I get that Pose was about the ballroom, but like, what does life look like after? Like, what does life look like as they were creating or are creating their lives? We have shows about the experience of a regular white couple or family in America, and it's like, that's the show. Just watch this white family live their life. Why don't we have more shows of black families, Latino families, trans families, all the different types of families that make up American families? Like, can we get some shows? Because I want to see, honey, I want to see it all. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. That is my breakdown for episode 6. Something old, something new from season 3 of Pose. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode in the comment section down below. Tell me what you thought of this video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or any other theories going into the season finale. What are you expecting? What are you excited for? What is making you a little bit sad inside? Let's all chop it up in the comment section down below. If you're new here, I'm Erica Vanny, and I post new entertainment breakdowns based on television, film, and news every day, multiple times a day. You should really join the tribe and hit subscribe so that you don't miss a video when I post it, the moment I post it. The comment sections of my videos is absolutely lit, and you are going to want to be a part. Check out all of my Pose coverage here, my Pose playlist, and also if you're looking for something new to watch, I got 2 great suggestions of other shows I'm covering right here. Get into it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!